Yo, you guys, welcome back to another video on Michigan Sports Talk, and in this one we're going to be previewing number 6 Michigan versus unranked Northwestern. Michigan 6-0, and Northwestern right now is 3-3 on the season. They actually just picked up a good win against Rutgers, beat them 21-7. Michigan, on the other hand, ranked number 6 in the country, and right now currently 6-0, having a great, fantastic season and a bounce back year from going 2-4 a year ago. So we're going to be getting into everything, what you guys should know about this matchup, and yeah, let's get right into today's video. Hope you guys enjoy. Make sure you guys are subscribed around here. I greatly appreciate it, as we're on the road to 500 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for all the support and all that. Let's get right into today's video. Alright, so you look at Northwestern's schedule here. They started out playing against what we now know a good Michigan State team. They lost to Michigan State 38-21. Michigan State is ranked number 9 right now, and Michigan State really controlled that whole game. So yeah, I mean, 38-21. Northwestern lost that first game of the season. They bounced back against Indiana State, beat them 24-6, and then they lost to Duke the next week. They lost them 30-23. Now, one thing, Duke was up by like 21-0, and Northwestern actually started to come back in the game, came all the way back, but fell short. They really had, turnovers in that game. I know they had like 5 turnovers. They had 3 interceptions thrown and 2 fumble loss. And Duke won the turnover battle. Was 5-3. So they had a lot of turnovers in that game. That's what really hurt them in that game. And then you go to Ohio. They beat Ohio 35-6. Then Nebraska put down a beat down on them 56-7. A fantastic outing by Nebraska. And then Michigan actually just beat Nebraska in their last game 2 weeks ago on October 9, 32-29, in a great game. And Michigan, overcame the challenge and beat Nebraska. So, Nebraska is a good team. They did just lose, though, to Minnesota in another heartbreaking loss for them. Nebraska fans just cannot catch a break, and but Northwestern did bounce back, beat Rutgers 21-7. So, the Nebraska game we're not going to really talk about. They just had not really the best game at all. They had only 1 turnover, but really Nebraska just did everything. They controlled the whole game. They had 657 yards. Northwestern only had 293 total yards, including only 37 rushing yards, and that's just not going to win you the game against Nebraska. So, not going to be talking about that game. We're going to be talking about the Rutgers game, as they bounced back and had a great outing. Now, Ryan Hilinski went 18 for 33 for 267 yards, 2 touchdowns with no turnovers. He had a great game. And then also in that game, for rushing wise, Andrew Clare had 13 carries for 63 yards and 1 touchdown, and Evan Hull had 25 carries for 53 yards. So altogether for rushing yards, they had 135. They had 267 passing yards, and total of 402 total yards on offense, and held Rutgers to only 222 total yards, and held them to 63 rushing yards. So their defense played phenomenal in this game. They actually forced a fumble, which was a key fumble in the game. So yeah, I mean, really just a great game from Northwestern, and they looked, good against Rutgers. Now you look at Michigan. Obviously, we already talked about it. Michigan had a tough game against Nebraska. It was just a grinding out game. They went down twice in the fourth quarter, overcame the challenge. Defense stepped up big, got the fumble as Brad Hawkins stripped it from Adrian Martinez, and Michigan went on to win the game 32-29 with a field goal, and then another defensive stop on 4th down. So that's how Michigan won. So obviously you could just go ahead and say, yeah, Michigan's going to blow out Northwestern, which I think will happen. But there is a chance that this game might be close. But for the most part, as long as Michigan just plays their game, has no mistakes, and they don't, have another second half like they did against Rutgers, they will be fine and they should be able to blow out Northwestern. My score prediction is going to be probably like 38-7 Michigan, I think. And with Michigan's running game and everything, I mean, really look out for Cornelius Johnson, Roman Wilson. I do not know if he will be back. He might just be not playing this game just to save him for Michigan State, but he might be back. So Roman Wilson might be back. I think he will be able to come back, but we'll see if he will even play, because we don't want to get him. We want to make sure he's healthy against Michigan State, because that's the more important game. But for Blake Corum and Hassan Haskins, the offensive line and in our offense in this game, we're just going to be pounding the ball, running it, and Cornelius Johnson, A.J. Henning, Mike Samerstill, Dalen Baldwin, look out for them for receiving yards and everything. And all together, I hope we have another great game where we have good running game and a good running and a good passing game in this game. So hopefully we do good on both of those, and we have 400 yards and 200 rushing yards and 200 passing yards, just like we did against Nebraska. We had a great mixture of offense against Nebraska, so hopefully we follow it up against Northwestern. And so yeah. Now, I did see somebody said that Pat Fitzgerald said that Michigan is by far the toughest opponent to prepare for so far this season for his teams. That is really, some respect from Pat Fitzgerald. And actually, another thing, I kept reminding myself to make sure to talk about this. We are playing for a trophy. This is a new rivalry game. We did it in the offseason, made it a rivalry game, and we are playing for the George Jewett Trophy. He was actually the first African American player to play in the Big Ten and on both schools. He played for both Michigan and Northwestern, so we made that trophy based off him. I'll try to find a picture for you guys up on the screen of the trophy, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to do something like this. They did it. They made this official in the offseason. So this is a new rivalry. Michigan Northwestern will now be a rivalry, and hopefully we dominate in the rivalry and we keep the trophy hopefully forever. But yeah. So obviously this won't. Now, I don't think this will be a trap game. I think, Michigan will get the job done. Now, it could be, however, Michigan is home in this one, and they have the crowd on their side. First home game in 3 weeks, and I just think this team will come out and really just, as Gus Johnson would say, shoot out of a cannon and just, go out there and just be explosive and take total control of the game and get the lead right away. So that's what I think will happen. And again, my score prediction 38-7, Michigan winning it. So like I said again, Northwestern played probably their best game against Rutgers. So they're probably definitely playing their best football right now. And they had an ugly game against Nebraska. Pat Fitzgerald knew that, and he actually said that his team needed to hit control alt delete, which they definitely did, and followed the game up against Rutgers with a great win, 21-7. So Northwestern will be playing their best football going up against Michigan, but you can also say the same thing about Michigan. They will be playing their best football coming off the bye week and 2 weeks to prepare. I'm sure they are preparing for Michigan State as well in some of those practices, but they just really both teams playing their best football right now. In Michigan, we found out who they were, and we know that they can come back in games now, and they can, if they go down, the team won't go down. They will come back up, and they will fight to the end to win the game. They proved that against Nebraska, and really this game could be a close game throughout the first quarter, kind of in the second quarter as well. But like I said, I do think Michigan will take control of it. But it could be a close game. Who knows? Could be just like the Nebraska game, because Northwestern did prove that they aren't that kind of team to lose like that against Nebraska, and they proved it against Rutgers that they are a better team than that, and they know that. Pat Fitzgerald knew that as well. So Northwestern, don't overlook them, but at the same time, I'm sure during the bye week, like I said, we had practices for Michigan State. Michigan State has a bye week now, and they will have 2 weeks to prepare for us now, so they might have an advantage there. However, Michigan will be playing a game which might favor them, because then Michigan State coming back haven't played a game in 2 weeks. I don't know, but gonna be focusing on Northwestern here though. So Northwestern held Rutgers to a 29% conversion rate on 3rd down and stopped a pair of 4th down attempts to get the win. And actually, Ryan Helinski connected with I'm pretty sure I'm saying it right. Stephon Robinson connected with him 5 times for 115 yards in that game. And yeah, so he had a great game against Rutgers. That connection was really good in that game. Another thing to look for is the quarterback. Obviously, Cade McNamara is Michigan's quarterback right now. They also have J.J. McCarthy, who is also good, and many people wanting him to come in, but Cade McNamara led the team and won that Nebraska game. He did a phenomenal job. And then for Northwestern, obviously we had Hunter Johnson, who started for Northwestern against Michigan State, lost. And then now Helinski is the starting quarterback, and he is doing decent. He did really good against, he had a great game against Rutgers. And that's who they're rolling with right now. So I'm pretty sure that will pretty much wrap everything up. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think of this matchup. I think Michigan will ultimately blow Northwestern out, at least win this game by 20 points. But I don't think it'll be like a 56-7 win like Nebraska. I think Northwestern, that was just a fraud of a game. They are a better team than that. They are 3-3 on the season. 1-2 in the Big Ten. So this game will be at noon, kickoff on Fox. So number 6 Michigan, Northwestern, first home game for Michigan in 3 weeks. So finally back in the big house. Fans will be excited. It'll be a great environment. And yeah, so my score prediction: 38-7 Michigan, playing for a trophy today, or in this game, playing for a trophy for the George Jewett Trophy. And it's now a rivalry game. Michigan, hopefully they win this game, and go blue, guys. Hopefully Michigan on Saturday improves to 7-0, which they definitely should. And then the next week we got a huge game against Michigan State. Can't wait to preview that game for you guys. Other than that, hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please drop a like, subscribe for more, and we will see you guys in the next video. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.